So again, this is a kind of a sad night for me. Philip here, who I've known since the very beginning. In fact, you've only missed, what, one?
I've missed, in the entire 25 years, I will have missed 12 sessions.
That's it?
Yep. Of which, in the first 6 months, 4 months, I was still living outside the US and only made it to 2 meetings. And the last 3 months, I'll also be living outside the US. So in the in-between time, I've missed five meetings.
When we were a Final Cut Pro user group, he was probably instrumental in getting a lot of people to know how to use that program. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Philip Hodgetts. He is a technologist and industry pundit, a future caster, and a podcasting pioneer, and along with his husband, Gregory Clark, a software developer. It is a sad day for a lot of people, again, like I said, and for me. He's going back to Tasmania, which is where he grew up, and that's next week. And that doesn't mean he'll be gone. He'll be online. He'll still be developing software. He'll still be able to help you anytime that you need help, and occasionally he'll come back and visit. But it's different. It's kind of sad. So,
didn't you learn Final Cut Pro from his software?
Everybody learned Final Cut Pro from his software.
Does not let you drag it.
Yeah, intelligent assistance. Yeah. So anyway, without further ado, say goodbye and say hello to Philip Hodgetts.
Thank you. I've got 3 things I want to show you tonight. I want to show you CaptionAnimator, which takes captions and animates them into actual visible titles. CaptionTranslator, which translates your captions into any of 21 languages in total. And Lumberjack Builder, the first text-based NLE, and still the only text-based NLE you could use if you're actually building a documentary. Adobe and Blackmagic have done great implementation of text-based editing for podcasters and people who want to work on one file at a time. Documentarians work on a lot of files, and so I'll be showing you that. But to start with, CaptionAnimator takes your captions and animates them into titles. Now, I have here a caption track. It's currently inactive, but there's the captions. The trouble with captions is that they are metadata, and anybody who knows me knows how much I love metadata, but but captions don't show in the video. They're actually a metadata file that goes along with the video, which is why you need to upload them separately to YouTube if you want quality captions. But the trouble with captions is they are displayed in the device that is presenting the video, whether it's a television or whether it's a YouTube window or other display. And they don't show in the video otherwise. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take those captions from wherever you got them and make them into visible titles. And so I have a caption track here. I have closed captions that I generated in Final Cut, but you could come from any source. And I have put in one title. I've adjusted the size, the font, and the color to be how I want, and I've adjusted the timing of the animation to be how I want. I could add multiple of these, and then the CaptionAnimator would take them and use them in turn. So if you wanted variations on the title, this one's a fairly simple type-on, just a simple type-on like that. All I need to do is to go to the workflow extensions menu and choose CaptionAnimator. I have, just by the way, we have 5 workflow extensions for Final Cut Pro, and that is more Final Cut Pro workflow extensions than anybody else have. As well as the 2 I'm showing you tonight, we also have Chat FCP, which is basically a browser in a workflow extension. So not only can you bring ChatGPT into your, or other LLM into your Final Cut Pro workflow, you can actually use it to watch a tutorial right inside Final Cut Pro. So it's great for that. Creator's Best Friend simply takes the chapter markers from Final Cut Pro, from Resolve, or from Premiere, and makes them into chapter markers for YouTube. It's a very simple app, but it does it as a workflow extension. And reading is fundamental, allows you to open almost any document type into Final Cut Pro, into a window in Final Cut Pro, to copy from, not to copy from, to read from, or to use it any other way. Following a tutorial, you can have it right there in Final Cut instead of flipping backwards and forwards. captionAnimator opens inside here, and all I need to do is just drag and drop the project, the timeline, into the workflow extension, and choose the title that I want to use. This actually already has titles at the end, and I don't want to use those to generate my closed captions into titles. At the moment, I'm going to leave this unqualified, unlimited, and that's already, captionAnimator already did its thing. It's just waiting for me to choose where to put it back into Final Cut Pro. And now it's here. And now,
I have this nifty new mop. It sprays the water down and then it sucks it right back up. What? With the dirt, of course.
so that's fine. That's great. That's a real thing. So you can take your closed captions, turn them into visible titles, which you can edit, which you can adjust the timing on. But let me go back, and I'm going to change the title that I want to use. Get rid of that one. Coming in here into Brett Effects, and Brett's done some really great word-by-word animation tools. And in fact, he's shown me some that he's doing a set of word-by-word animations that are specifically for captionAnimator. So I'm going to do that exact same thing again. Open captionAnimator again. Drag in the project. Now I've got the overshoot, but I'm going to scale it back. Captions can be long. They generally are full thoughts or full sentences. And so for word by word, we need to bring it back down to something more like 10 to 15 characters per line. We don't get timing from the closed captions. And if you split a closed caption in Final Cut or anything else, they generally won't have any timings. That'll be approximately broken up, but it won't be precise. Greg has done some very clever things to make the timing much more accurate, but let me just use that now and generate that again, and we're back. We don't need that anymore. And now,
Okay, so, what would my share of the rent be?
Yeah, 8B.
there are also ones that do more word by word, and that actually is a full word by word animation. And because it's in a secondary storyline, you can come in here and use all of your trimming tools as you would in a normal Final Cut Pro track. Don't call them tracks, but they are tracks. So that is captionAnimator. That's what it does in a nutshell. It takes whatever captions you have, and you can also choose, if you have multiple captions in there, you can choose which language you're going to work from, which format of captions you're going to work from, and whether you're going to put them in as individual captions or as a connected storyline, connected titles or a secondary storyline. For this work, and only this work, I advocate the secondary storyline, mostly because the secondary storyline allows you to use these edit tools in Final Cut. It does break the magnetic timeline, so if you don't do that, you'd be very aware that if you trim the timeline, you must trim the captions themselves. You can easily break apart a secondary storyline into individual clips, which I would recommend after you've adjusted the timing. That is captionAnimator. It's available in the Mac App Store, and I think it's $29.99. I should have known that. It might be $25. I'm not completely sure. Having got a caption track in here again, let's come back to the same original clip, and we're going to use that word by word again. We have here an English United States translation, but I want to do a little bit more distribution, so I'm going to open up captionTranslator, which does not need to be that big. I have set up Japanese and Spanish as my two languages at the moment, but I can add another language and use any one of 21 languages.
You got some nice languages there.
So I will tell you the secret that these are all the languages that are built into Apple operating system by default. We're just making them available in Final Cut Pro. So you can do 1, 2, 3 or more. I'm just going to get rid of my Arabic, and you have the option to download the languages in advance if you know what you're going to use. I haven't actually dragged a timeline to it yet. There, and we could. That tells us if you have multiple captions in the project to start with, you can choose which one will be used as the source for the translation. Go does not take long to do the translations. There are times you will be prompted to download another language pack if you don't already have it installed. That's why you can manage that in advance so that the batch will process without any further attention. And now we have English, Japanese and Spanish titles. And I'm going to bring up the Japanese instead. So,
Everybody. I mean, well, not me, but it happens to a lot of people.
or Spanish.
You know, we can clean up a little. It'd be fun. Yeah. You know.
So that's caption. So quickly, you can generate captions in any other language of the 21 that we have available, and that one is $35. I did check the price in the Mac App Store. Yes.
Can you display 2 different languages at the same time?
Final Cut Pro does not let you display 2 different sets of captions at the same time, but I'm pretty sure that is similar to any device. It won't let you. Yeah. But you can choose which one you get to display. Okay. And just finally, before we go, is that we actually created the very first text-based editing tool for Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro back in 2018, long before any of the majors decided that they wanted to get in the same party. It's available if you go to lumberjacksystem.com and go to the apps page. There is a really good demo, a 4-minute demo of Builder, which is more longer than I have left. The advantages that Builder has is that the main advantage is that if you're working on a documentary where you need to access content from multiple interviews, then Builder will allow you to search across one interview, across all of the interviews. You can search by keyword, you can search by person, you can search by the actual transcript wording. Most of the text-based editing tools don't allow you to put keywords on the text. They don't allow you to colour the paper so you can see different speakers. And most importantly, they don't allow you to search across multiple transcripts at the same time, something that is absolutely essential if you want to do documentary workflow in Premiere or Final Cut Pro. We also have an advanced search which allows us to say, show me all the instances where Jada talked about climate change, and we can do all that. Builder is available as part of Lumberjack System membership for $25 a month or $150 a year, or you can buy it outright in the Mac App Store for $1.99. And I think I finished on time.
Yeah, you did. Amazing. Thanks, Greg.